Greece is full of history, culture, beautiful beaches, stunning islands, and of course fantastic food. But you already know that. You can see it 1,000 times on 1,000 different YouTube videos. So I'm not going to tell you what you already know today. What I'm going to do is tell you what you need to know for when you actually visit. Okay, and at the very end of this video, I'm going to include a couple of phrases that's going to help you out and hopefully make your trip a little bit pleasant. And of course, the whole like, subscribe, let's make me a millionaire type thing, you know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so number one, location. If you come into Greece and you're staying in Athens, you can stay almost anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Thankfully, the Greek metro station is fantastic. There's not a lot else you can say apart from it's fantastic. There are only 3 lines. You've got the red, the green, and the blue. Not like the London Underground where you've got 50 lines just to get to Paddington. 3 lines. The one you need to know is the blue line, or the blue line. I don't know which side I'm going to put this yet. So the blue line, okay? Remember the blue line, that will take you from the airport to city centre. That's the main thing you need to know right there. Similar to the Underground, and for those who may not know the London Underground, it's all prepaid card. Tap your card, get in, get out, top the cards up, buy the cards from the counters. It's super simple, super efficient. Taxis. Highly accessible, super easy to use. You can't really say much more about taxis, but they are quite easy to use. The cost of fuel in Greece as of today, which is 19th of August 2022, the cost of fuel is actually quite high. So be prepared that you might have a relatively high taxi cost, okay? If you don't drive in what I like to call a fluid system, where the white lines aren't really there to support anybody, you know, or give guidance. Cars are very much mingling as they do. If you're not used to that, do not drive in Greece, okay? And that is definitely for the British. Don't drive in Greece. If it's not, oh, you're driving on the wrong side of the road, you'll crash, you'll cause an accident. Do not do it, okay? Just use public transport. It's efficient, it's effective. There's also a tram, and the tram will take you all the way to the west coast and down. So you have various different routes of transportation, okay? Keep that in mind. Number 2, attractions. Acropolis. Okay, Acropolis, it goes without saying, is the biggest hotspot in central Athens. It's fantastic. It really, really is fantastic. There's some things you need to know without going into, oh, you know, it's such a beautiful building. You already know that. The Acropolis isn't actually the temple. Acropolis is the hill. It's a Greek term called akron, which means highest point. So the temple is called the Parthenon and is dedicated to the Greek goddess Athena. When you get there, this is number 3 by the way, when you get there, there are plenty of fantastic photo opportunities. Getting up the hill or getting up the Acropolis or Akron, it's a bit of a hike. It's really difficult when it's hot. There's very little shade. There's a lot of people, obviously. So be prepared. Take water, take patience, and possibly even take a hat. It can be quite brutal. As of most tourist sites, go early in the morning or late in the evening, either or. We went up at 12 o'clock and you can see queues literally start from the ticket station, go all the way down and around. No shade. Just want to highlight that one because I'm a ginger white man. No shade. It's brutal. Tickets cost around €20 for the entrance to the top of the Acropolis to get the sights for the Athena's temple. I would recommend getting a multi-pass. They're a little bit more expensive, but at the same time it will allow you to get into various other sites, because just down from the temple there are M's Little Hill.
Just outside the Acropolis now, and we're about to go to the Ariospagos Hill, which is behind me. The entrance is free, and from there you can get a great view from the whole of Athens.
Other sites for Athens that's pretty much going to be hotspots will be the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It's not far from the Acropolis. You can quite easily find it. It's at the top of the town, just above one of the metro stops. However, keep in mind that the guards change every hour on the hour, okay? And they have a marked route. If you're in their way, they click their heels on the floor. It's an audio warning for you to get the hell out of the way because they're coming, and they will come. So pay attention to where they're going, pay attention to where they're coming from. The ruins of Zeus, again, just down the road. I've been to Greece multiple times, and I never actually heard of it until around my 4th visit. So check that out. That happens in the multipass that you got with the Acropolis. The flea market. So just down from the Acropolis, which is literally just up over there, you'll come down into Monastiraki Square, quite a famous little spot. And just down here from Monastiraki Square is the flea market. Here you'll be able to find everything. If you need new sandals, if you need new trousers, you want some new linen tops, come visit this joint. And of course the main city strip, where there are plenty of shop-ins and various other bits and pieces where you can go eat, get some ice cream, because ice cream is life when you move to a hot country, and just spend your day, spend your money, who cares? That's what holidays are for, okay? That's what holidays are for, spend your money. Foods. I don't know how much more important I can make this through a video to you guys. Foods, okay? Foods are important. Now, I say that, I'm also very stingy with my food. I don't eat a lot of weird food. The Greeks have some weird seafood for a British person. Maybe not for a lot of Europeans, but definitely for a British person. But foods, when you come here, make sure you eat feta. Feta is fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. Feta and honey as well. Oh, that stuff makes your mouth water. Fish. If you go to the coast, fish. Keep in mind, you British people, if you're not used to it, a lot of this is dedicated to the Brits, because I know how weird we all are. And it's true as well. We're so within our strips of maintain the balance of normal. And it's just boring. So when you come here, British people, eat the fish. It will come with its head and its tail as a whole body. Get past it, learn to take its bones out and eat it. It's good for you. Do as you're told. And of course, souvlaki. Everybody knows it. Maybe not souvlaki. Gyros. Some people know it as gyro. I think I heard somebody call it gyro. And I'm pretty sure gyro is one of those spinning centrifugal forces. But yeah, okay, whatever floats your boat. Gyros, souvlaki. Get that as well. They're €3, maybe up to €5, and they're just so good. They're just so good. Just get one. Ice cream for desserts, standard, but also they have little balls of deep fried dough, and it's just little balls of pleasure. See? So these deep fried doughs, they're covered in a syrup, maybe a chocolate, and they're just Moorish. I had one and I was a bit they just taste kind of deep fried. Then I had 2, then I had 6, and I almost had the whole plate. They're called locomade. It looks like luku made, which is the English characters for the Greek word. Luku made, or locomade. I should just do this all the time when I talk about Greek food. You'd be surprised. And you need to check out the bakers. There are plenty of bakers up and down almost every street. Walk into one of those, it's air conditioned. The water is cold when you buy it, which that's 2 good things. But the cakes and the sweets that they have for selection are amazing, are really, really good. On top of that, coffee is everywhere. Coffee is everywhere, okay? They don't necessarily put sugar in your coffee, so if you ask for a cappuccino, they won't give you 2 sugars. Just make sure you ask for sugars on top of that. If you ask in an English term, it might confuse them. So they have terms for what type of sugary drink you get. So just keep in mind you might need to request sugar. One of the main things you go to a hot country is to sit by the beach. You don't sit there and say, I like to sit by the pool. Don't get me wrong, a pool's nice, but a pool is full of chlorine. A beach has sand everywhere. It can get between your toes and down your pants, and into crevices that you spend 4 days cleaning sand out from. Go to a beach, it's much better. It feels more holiday-y as well. Keep in mind that Athens, you cannot walk to a beach from Athens, okay? You're going to have to take the metro or the train. It's easy enough. One thing you need to keep in mind for the beaches, there are plenty of beaches. There are beaches everywhere. A lot of them are small, a lot of them are large, some of them are hidden, and some of them aren't. But keep paying attention to the direction of the wind. You can take a beautiful beach day into a sandblasted, exfoliating experience like that. So keep that in mind, okay? Wind direction and wind speed. Sunbeds, they have a cost. You can't just go up to them and drop your towel over them and walk away for the day like you used to be able to in the good old days. That one's for the Germans. They usually cost maybe €5 for a pair, maybe €10 a pair, give or take. The cost of the sunbed is defined by the distance from the seafront. So the front row beds will be more expensive than the middle and the back row beds. So that's another good tip. When you are in the water, be very careful with the rocks. The black little spiky things, the Brits don't go to the beach, so a lot of this is more telling you what they look like. But the black spiky sea urchins, they literally are just balls of hate. They're almost as bad as jellyfish, but you can see these. They are going to sting you if you step on it, and it hurts like hell, apparently. Just be cautious you don't step on these sea urchins, and don't try to avoid the rocks as much as you can, because some of them are razor sharp and they literally slice sections of your body open. Mine's healed now, you can't see it. Maybe you'll be able to. I don't know, I can't see it anymore. But I sliced my finger from, it must have been about an inch the other day. That was a shock. I almost got eaten by sharks that day. If you're going to go anywhere, go check out the temple dedicated to Poseidon. It's probably about 40 minutes from central Athens. But if you can get up, it's up on a hill and it's overlooking the ocean. And if you can be there for sunset, you've got some fantastic photo opportunities. But they won't let you in as the sun is setting. So you need to be there beforehand. There are quite a few tours that do this. I've seen quite a few buses floating around. Photo opportunity, Instagram worthy. Go check it out. Down from there is a small beach called Kape, K-A-P-E. It'll look like that in English, Kape. Small pebbles, but it's fantastic. The waters there are warm, it's kind of secluded, it's down the rock. You might have seen it on my Instagram story a little while back. Kape, that's really nice. Go check that out. And have a look around the area as well. There's loads of beaches. Some beaches are nudist beaches, so if you've got a family, check that out too, Don't say I didn't warn you. One last thing that you really, really need to know. Mosquito repellent. Buy some if you don't have some. If you get here and you still don't have some, I recommend Altan. Okay, I will put a link down to Altan below somewhere. Let me see if I can make a little, 5-second commercial. This is not sponsored, whatever other disclaimers you need for YouTube. None of that stuff, this is just my recommendation. I use it, I know it's efficient. 5 seconds ago. When life gives you problems, give it Utan. Disclaimer, does not work on partners or children. It's about €5 a bottle. You can find it in I think almost any supermarket, so do that. And finally, as promised, here are some key phrases that will help you when you're in Greece. Now, a lot of the British people don't like to learn new languages because they think everybody should speak English. And a lot of people do speak English. But it's nice to show some respect for the countries that you visit. So, you have hello, yasu, yasu. Thank you, ευχαριστώ. Let me break that one down. Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ. Goodbye is also the same as hello, so that's just yasu, or you can use addio. Most people don't use addio from what I can tell. A lot of people just say like yasu. And then you have good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Okay, they all start with kalli, kalimera, good morning, kalimera, kalispera, good afternoon, kalispera, and good night is kalinikta, kalinikta. Yeah, you might want to watch that a couple of times to get some of the phrases down. Google it, translate it, do what you have to do, but they really appreciate that you give it a shot. Trust me, I'm here for 2 months. My girlfriend's Greek. I'm pretty sure I can offer you some serious insight. Okay, that's it. Bye.